Welcome to Silverstone on the national circuit. It's home of British motorsport, and it's the second time the TDM FunCup arrives at this great circuit. Let's take a look around it. It's down on the national straight, down towards the very fast Cops Corner. Flat out section, which is easy to get wrong. Down into the Maggots first part of the complex, but then it's the very tight Beckett's hairpin. A long sweeping right-hander leads you back on to the Wellington straight. Fast and flowing as you come past the BRDC clubhouse towards Brooklands. Very late on the brakes, hug the inside line on a late apex into Brooklands, round Luffield, which used to be two Luffields, but then into Woodcote and over the line. That's a lap of what we've got to look forward to here at Silverstone on the national circuit as we welcome you to the TDM FunCup. And we are live out on the circuit, picking up the cars as they practice out there on the circuit. 6 minutes to go here. Welcome along to yet another round of the FunCup. Josh Birch with you up here in the commentary box. Omi's sitting this one out. He's got prior commitments. He'll be back for the last few races. So you've got my beautiful voice to take you over the next 60 minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome up to the commentary box. We are all set then for what is going to be a fascinating week because every single time certain drivers have been racing, they've been victorious. So we've got Webber right to the top and Jack, who have both won races, and neither of them have even been off the podium. Webber's always been the first or second, and he's claimed pole in every event he's been in. But Jack is coming up very quickly. As we heard last week as well, this track is going to be very fast and very flowing. Also back with us, Matt Pryor, who is the founder of the Digital Motorclub and the FunCup. He's back from injury, and let's hope he has a good result because he's currently second in the practice session at the moment. So there's a lot going on coming into it. 10 drivers all set. We've even got a reminder that next week, stay tuned, because we're going to be revealing our Season 2 calendar. So next week, you don't want to miss it when me and Omi are back on the call. Okay, we're getting ready then for the session to get underway. It is the national circuit at Silverstone. So it's a slightly more fast-flowing circuit, as I failed to hold in a sneeze. I'm sorry about that. Don't worry, I've got some antiseptic here, so don't worry. But it is a fast-flowing circuit. Every time the British Touring Car Championship are here, we always see some fast-flowing and aggressive racing. Now, already, these guys have been practicing for over a week at this circuit. If you watched our show end of last, you saw that the drivers are already loaded into the server, testing it out. JT's also got some new toys to play with behind the scenes this weekend as well. He's got some orbit cams, so this is going to be a lot of fun. This is still free practice before getting to qualifying. As we take a look at Daniel, he's completed over 400 laps in preparation for today. Why? Because he's keen. Massively keen in order to get set and ready to go. And 9 times out of 10 as well, preparation around Silverstone is key, because if you get it wrong here, you are severely stuffed. The national circuit is full of some of the fastest and most legendary corners at Silverstone. Compared to where we started, and Silverstone as well on the international layout, you've got the modern circuit, which is down into Abbey, into Farmkern Village, and then off at the loop, down towards the Hanger Straight, and then you get Stowe and Vale. Whereas here, this is the more original layout, as JT now shows you on drone cam. This is the national start straight, flying into Cops Corner. It's a flat-out, very abrasive corner at the apex as well, because if you get it wrong just after, the car launches you straight off. Maggots isn't that hard because it's now a braking zone almost into the Beckett's hairpin. Now, on the original layout of Silverstone, before they made into the Wellington Straight and the international circuit back in 2010, we did used to cut off in a similar part of the circuit, but it used to go down towards where the old Abbey chicane was and then loop back under bridge before coming in. So the Wellington section never really got used. It was more of a runoff area as such. As you can see, that part of the circuit used to be where it veered off. So where it come back along itself where Abbey is and then sort of loop back around under the bridge corner and then into what was Priory before then attacking a very tighter Brooklands as well before coming then into Luffield, where we're seeing the drivers attack now. I think it was Sandeep Bourgie as well, just in 5th place. So it is difficult circuit to get right. It has had many facelifts over the years, and even many of the touring car drivers, even though they love the national circuit, they still whimper back to the time when they could have used the old version, which if you are a touring car fan, which if you're watching the FunCup and driving in it, you probably are a fan of the classical touring cars. We've seen of many legendary battles, including that famous 1992 title decider as well. And yeah, to be fair, that's when Tim Harvey took the title in that fantastic battle as well with Soper. Coming into it. So yeah, to be fair, this circuit, it's fast, it's flowing. We've had some great touring car races, but it's not where people's hearts are at because it's a bit too short. However, compare that to what we have in the British Superbike Championship. They actually prefer this circuit over running the full layout. So it's great for bikes, not so great for touring cars. There's still many people who say that we should be visiting Silverstone twice a year and to go on the international layout. In fact, the media day in 2020, before it was cancelled for COVID, was supposed to be on the international layout, and we were supposed to have racing on the international layout, but that has never come back. Maybe we should ask Alan Gal that when we are next time at trackside as well. So can we just race on the international circuit at Silverstone? Because he said there's not many tracks that would want to do it. Well, that is one that would. It'd be quite a good race, as the FunCup proved last time out. Take a look then. There's Matt Pryor. Matt's back in action. Now, on my timing screen, he's second fastest overall on a... fifth. Yeah, my time screen says second, but on yours it says 5th. So I'm inclined to believe the in-game one coming in because his time 109.981 is not what we are seeing on our monitor. So live timing is having a glitch. So the online one that we've got is a combined pre-practice time. The one you're seeing on your screen is the current session. If you watch a MotoGP fan, you know what that is. They come through into the hairpin. There's the old section. Look, that's the international layout as they fly in. And now we're heading down towards the start line. There's the paddock, and there you can see just a section of the old runway here at Silverstone. Of course, it's a former RAF base, and the airfield was intact until 2010 when they decided to build the racetrack on it. But still, you can see in certain parts of the paddock, it is there. And now, of course, they've got a new karting circuit right in the centre of Silverstone. So the checker flag's out. We're on the national circuit, which was used up until 2019 for the British MotoGP Championship as well. That ran here. So we were for British Grand Prix starting on this old layout for quite a long time. In fact, many drivers even asked when the 70th anniversary Grand Prix for Formula One took part at Silverstone. They asked to use the old start line. But the FIA refused because it's no longer homologated for a start line F1 procedure, whereas the new one is. So that's a shame because it would have been nice to have used the old start line. But even though with no fans, it didn't really make a difference. But the wing stays, and having been on the Silverstone wing myself and being around, it's a fantastic piece of engineering. And it is completely carbon neutral. They have really done their work over there at Silverstone. It's solar powered from the top, and all the energy inside it is renewable, and it's fantastic. And also, the commentary boxes are the biggest in the world. They're honestly, even just the single ones, which is about the size of the desk I have up here in the commentary box, really high roofs as well. And the duo commentary boxes that you see on Sky and F1 TV are very, very wide, and I've got some of the greatest views out onto the start-finish straight you'll see anywhere else. Honestly, the tables come up to about your chest. It's quite high. No wonder that some of them actually build little stools so that they get a little bit of extra height so they can see out the window. It's incredibly tall. Spa-Francorchamps actually has a similar commentary box setup where the desks are quite high up before having to look up at the monitors, which is not the similar setup we've got here because I've got a monitor just in front of me and then surrounded by them as sort of a semicircle. Still, practice is over, and the combined times puts Webber and Ashtu on top. His time to beat for qualifying is a 109.102, so that's going to be something to keep an eye upon. Qualifying, as per usual, sets the grid for race 1, and then we'll go into a 15-minute shoot, and then it will be race 2 coming up as well. Okay, let's get ready then and set for qualifying. The Digital Motorclub FunCup returns to Silverstone. This place is the birthplace of Formula One and considered the home of British motorsport. It's a former RAF base during World War II and, like many other around the country, had to be transformed into a racing circuit. Why do I say had to? Because what else are you going to do? Post-war Britain was a hive with motor racing activity, with it being motorcycles and cars. They all wanted to get back into the action. A little bit of post-war joy. Interesting fact, the first ever Formula One race here was attended by His Majesty King George. As we were watching along and ready for the 1950 British Grand Prix, it's also inspired many different actions. And here today, virtually, the FunCup returns to the national layout. Welcome to qualifying and the 2 races. And we're all set then for qualifying to get underway. 10 minutes, and the cars are just leaving pit lane. Unlimited amount of lap times for them to contend with out here. So, judging by what we've been seeing with a 109-minute lap time, it's one of the shortest laps on the calendar. Surprisingly, I know, but we should be seeing maybe 2 to 3 runs possible in terms of 2 laps a piece. So you've got the out lap, a push lap, and then immediately teleport back into the pit lane. So I'm thinking 3 runs, personally. We'll see how many they end up with on the monitor. And Joshua Burge, Omi's not with us this week as well. He's busy on another Assetto Corsa League as well. I think he said something about bouncing Fiat 500 something like that. I don't know what he was on about. But can't believe he's given up what is going to be a cracking 30 minutes of action across 2 races, 15 apiece, around a Silverstone National Circuit. Hey, I'll take it. But yeah, that's 2 he owes me now, actually, for saving him for a couple of bits. So Webber and Ashtu's out there. Welcome return as well for Matt Pryor after having a bad injury, which has kept him out for driving. His arm's been in a sling for the past couple of weeks as well. Thoughts out to you, my friend, and hopefully you're going to be A-OK for recovery. It's weird, the door keeps going in the commentary box because it's a bit windy here. I keep thinking Megan Birch is about to walk in and pick up her headset and start talking, but that is not going to be the case. So I keep looking over my shoulder. There is now on the monitor Max Belgi as well, who's top, and his lap time on an out lap comes in at a 118.871. So that gives us a little bit of an advantage. 118 for an out lap, 109 for a push lap, takes it to around about, as you say, 2 minutes 30. Let's round out for the time, put it back in. So 2 minutes 30 puts it then up as well for a further. That's 5 minutes. So as I said, about 3 runs would be the usual preference coming into it. They could try for a 4th, but they'll have to get round very quickly on that last go in order to get into the start line. And traffic is going to be manic around here. Even with only 9 cars taking part, there is going to be a lot of traffic because slipstreaming at this circuit is so important. As Daniel goes to the inside of Belgium as well as they come over the line, pretty much side by side down towards Copse Corner. We'll have that inside line now to come on traction, and we'll start the lap time. Matt Pryor goes second, 109.602 as the real lap times start coming in. Here comes Webber and Ashtu then. Hasn't been off pole position in all the time he's raced. He didn't race at the Nürburgring. Over the line he comes now, and Webber goes only up into 3rd place this time by 109.616. So it's Jack Smith at the moment on top, 109.554. Matt Pryor back into 2nd. Now, Matt, Jack and Webber are the only 3 winners so far this year, and they are all competing out here. So this could be a very feisty race. Only 2 available, remember. As we took a look at Max BLG now going to the inside line. Down. Oh, and he's off the track, and that's going to make contact. And a spin round for Max. Now, did the other car go off the circuit? I think so. So that would be, I believe, Jack in the 267, I think, coming through. So a little bit of spin for them both. But Max coming on the inside line and just getting on the grass down into Brooklands, and now has stopped and returned to the pit lanes. That's lost a lap time, and that's Jig, who's, where is he coming in? He was on the grass coming into the pit lane. So he was coming into the pit lane, and he was off track coming through. So that was a little bit off angle. So anyway, as they come through again, there's Bourgie in. Oh, and Webber's gone top. I'm going to interrupt myself. Webber's gone top on a 109.301. He's teleported back to the pit lane as we're using the drone cam. Now, track temperature, that's at 23 degrees Celsius. Air temperature, 15 degrees Celsius. 6 km/h wind, optimum 100% for the track conditions. That's how we like to set it. We don't want to mess around with anything. And look at this drone cam that JT's with us. They go side by side there. That's Daniel and Armstrong, I believe, coming through. Oh, no, it's Rum. It's Daniel and Rum coming through as they come through. Behind them is Matt. There we go in P3. What a great view. Oh, JT is really treating us with these angles now with the drone cam. That's cinematic. That is Sky Sports F1 intro level cinematic. So beautiful angle. As Matt, look at the run he gets on Rum down in towards Copse Corner. So much more momentum, and that's going to be blocking for Rum, and Matt goes straight off and into the gravel as well. So again, that's what I was on about. You get compromised at the wrong part of Copse, you are straight off the circuit. And Matt, remember, racing injured, he's returned, but that's going to be not what he wanted because the car control is not at 100%. Right, we return. Here's Sandeep Bourgia now down. Here's Sandeep Bourgia down into the braking zone down at Brooklands. Getting all my words mixed up then. Sandeep looking good. Webber's over the line. He's top at the moment. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Stays on a 109.301. Here's Sandeep then coming out of Luffield up towards Woodcote now. Keeping tight to the inside line. Run across where those barrier bollards are. Over the line. 3/10 down. Does he improve on 4th position? You're very slow to me coming over that line. It's such a long run down to the control line. As Jack Smith goes into 2nd position, 109.311. He's 10,000ths of a second off the pace of Webber at the moment. Here comes Daniel, over 400 laps in preparation for this weekend. He's hugging the inside barrier as that is Belgium round again, and that's at the same part of the circuit. That's down at Brooklands. Once more, nothing changed further back. Here comes Armstrong now, out of Luffield and Woodcote over the line now, and from 6th position, 8/10 down. Long run against the control line, doesn't improve, and he starts a new lap time. Here comes Jig, down in towards turn 1, flicks it through nicely into the braking zone for Maggots into the Beckett's hairpin. We join now Sandeep as he ends another lap time. What's his run on this one going to be? Riding on board with the roof cam over the line, hugs that inside barrier, get as close to the bollards as you possibly can. Take the checkered flag. 4th at the moment goes Paul. So 3 minutes to go in qualifying. We've got about 2 more runs possible unless they return to the pit lane. So there's got enough time then to push and push more. At the moment, we've got Webber on top, whose first sector is a 35.992. And that's really all you're getting in that first one because there's only 2 sectors per lap. Oh, and Sandeep getting it all wrong, coming down into the Beckett's hairpin. Down now we come, the Wellington Straight, and who moved up? Armstrong moves up into 5th position, Sandeep's in 4th, Pryor's in 3rd position, so Matt's really impressive, racing injured. Watching on now, again, so much late on the brakes, down in towards Brooklands, has to huck up the inside line for a 2nd run, into Luffield, gets it pushed out wide. This last part of the sector is so tricky to get it right. It's a section of slow corners. Something I was always complaining about when we returned to the old, well, back onto the new layout. Everyone said, oh, they've ruined Silverstone, it's full of slow corners. Have you seen this sector? It is full of slow corners. The only fast ones are through Copse, Maggots, Beckett's, Chapel, and down into Stowe. Everything else is a slow manoeuvring sector. They had to slow Bridge down after 1994. So Jack's in second then on 2/10 down with a minute to go. Webber's improved on his time on the last run. Sector 1, 35.992. Sector 2, 33.106. Equals on the board, 109.8098. This was earlier on in the session. Belgium on the inside lines, completely whacking out the side. As well, just completely late on the brakes down into Brooklands. Wonder if that might get investigated post-event as well. And then this was Matt Pryor getting on the back of Rum down towards Copse Corner. And you can see for yourself just the closing speed. Rum is not as fast as Matt. Matt tries to turn in mid-corner, but Rum is right on the racing line and, yeah, just has to back out of it. Reminds me a bit of Jarno Trulli going off the circuit with Jacques Villeneuve in the BAR back in 2001, and Coulthard ended up down the pit road. 35 seconds to go. We're watching now with Jack. Jack Smith then up into second position. Can he gain 2/10 on Webber, or is Webber going to take pole again for every race he's competed in the FunCup? Over the line for Jack. Is it an improvement? Answer come there, none. Still 2/10 down. It was a 1:10.610. That time by with 13 seconds to go. Now 10 seconds. Here comes Armstrong. 6/10 down as he crosses that control line and stays in sixth position. The checkered flag is out now as Jig moves up into sixth ahead of Armstrong. Belgie is already out of the session, so is Nurastri and Smith, so that looks like it's going to be Webber on pole again. Matt Pryor takes third position. Here comes Sandeep now coming out of Luffield down towards Woodcote as he got any sort of traction to push over the line. Hugs that inside and is in quicker. He is green in the sectors, but he's down a little bit, only by 9 thousandths. Can he get anything over the line? No, stays, but it's a 109.430, improved on his time. Daniel trying to find something. He'll be taking the flag soon. Armstrong's backed out of it. So it is Daniel with over 400 laps in preparation. Is it going to be enough as they head down over the line with the checkered flag out? Is it quicker or not than Webber? Is it going to be a surprise? 400 laps? And I don't think so. No, stays in fifth. So Webber's on pole again as the celebrations begin. Webber, 109.098. Smith second, Pryor third, Burgin fourth, Daniel fifth, Jig sixth, Armstrong seventh, Rum eighth, Belgian ninth. And we don't count Turner because he's our producer on the drone cam. His name will disappear during the race. What a interesting qualifying as we fly up through the pit lane. And as always, why do we doubt Webber? What a run. Yep, and Webber now has pole position. Well, we are really going to be in for an interesting race. Two coming up for you, 15 minutes either side. So this is going to be back-to-back action, half an hour in total, about the distance of what was a touring car qualifying before they changed it a couple of years ago. I know many people here are also fans of the British Touring Car Championship. Their timetables for every race this year got announced today, and it's confirmed that we will have one free practice session for the touring cars, then go into a qualifying, and then about 10 minutes later go into a qualifying race. So that's going to be exciting, and JB Motorsports will be trackside for all of the action from Media Day and the season opener at Donington Park. So fingers crossed for that one. And hopefully we'll see some of you here who are supporters of the Digital Motor Club, and we'll see you trackside as well. I know Matt might be going down to a couple of them, and I hope some of the drivers are, so we can have a little bit of a meet-up in IRL as well. So, getting set then for 15-minute race number one. We'll be lining up. Webber on top. That lap time, 109.098. Very, very impressive. Jack in second. In the end, it was a 109.311, so slightly off the pace. Matt in third. How impressive, with his arm literally being in a sling and still mid-recovery. We thought he was out for the rest of the season. He thought he was out for the rest of the season. Very impressive. Here's the championship then. Webber's on 230 points. Sandeep is second on 168. John Jig is third on 134. Daniel's on 125. Jack's on 123. He did join the championship late, but he's making a storm up the field. Richard is no longer in the championship, and he's on 90. George Gibbons on 87. Matt's back after being on 70. And then we get Ismail Armstrong as well on 68. Rums on 16. Oscar Buck on 12. And Max Belgic on 8 points right at the back of the standings. And we are all set then, ready. We will be given the green lights and the drivers will teleport to the grid, and we will then have our racing action underway. I can't wait for this one. Fingers crossed it's going to be a good one. 57 seconds then until the lights come out. The drivers are coming onto the grid, and then we will be given the green lights as well. The 6 red will come on together. And like at the Japanese Grand Prix, if you're watching as well, hopefully the first 2 lights don't come on together. They're really having problems. A new set of lights this year for Formula 1, and they are having issues. Anyway, there's the grid. Wonderful job from JT there as we look down. 15 minutes ahead of us. Around about 12 laps, maybe 13. So unlucky for some as they look down towards the grid and shoot backwards. 17 seconds until we get the green. Here comes the light procedure. Stand by for action. Here with it. Light 1, light 2, light 3, 4, 5, and it is action at Silverstone. Good start from Webber, but Jack is right there alongside him. Matt Pryor as well, trying to come around the outside. Down it towards turn 1. Webber leads. Jack's got the inside line. Matt's under pressure as well from Sandeep as they come through. Now, the first real tricky point will be the braking zone down into the Beckett's hairpin. Webber's leading as well, and it's status quo. No one really wanted to make the moves early on. Webber leads. Jack's in second. Matt's in third. Sandeep fourth. Daniel fifth. Jig is in sixth. Armstrong is up into sixth position now ahead of Jig. And look at the calamities that are happening now. And look at the run that Jack's got on ribbon coming out of Beckett down the Wellington Straight in towards Brooklands. He's going to try around the outside. That's the Lewis Hamilton line. Can he keep the traction from the inside line of Luffield? He's going to hold it. What's happened for the Max? Matt Pryor's up into third as Webber still holding him and riding now with Jack. And Jack's got the inside line and takes the lead. Oh, fantastic. Really close stuff. Now, can Matt, who was an early title contender alongside Webber, do anything about it? Webber's got that inside line in towards the first corner at Cops. Literally, they might come together because Jack's pushing him towards the wall. It's very close. They come in towards the first corner, leave each other enough room. Jack's around the outside. He's got through. Off the track further back goes Sandeep. Daniel goes through into fourth place. And now, Matt is all over the back of Webber on the curb cam as they fly past us. Jack's got the lead. Webber in second, but Jack's gone deep coming into the hairpin. Again, Webber's trying to get a wheel on the inside line. Out wide again goes Sandeep. And he's giving up positions to Jig. Down we go, the Wellington Straight for the second time with 13 to go. Matt's on the back of Webber. Jack's now got beautiful defence, and they're trying to go 3 wide into the braking zone. Webber's really thrown it in late round the outside. He was trying to hook it back up in towards Luffield. It hasn't worked, but Matt's sticking his nose in on the inside line. He's going to go door to door. He nudges Webber. Webber's gone wide, and Matt Pryor takes second position, racing with a damaged arm. It doesn't stop him one bit as they come over the line. Can Webber, who literally nerves the back of Matt, do anything? He's on the inside line now, into the braking zone. Hooks the inside into Cops. Matt's going to hold the outside line. The car understeers off, but he just loses out. Contact! Webber hits! Oh, Matt is off into the barrier. He'll get going again, but that is not going to be good news at all. The slightest of knocks, and round goes Matt. Wow, so Matt Pryor, I hope he hasn't got force feedback on his wheel, because with a damaged shoulder, that could do him more harm than good. That was a violent snap because it would have just shot the wheel in the other direction. Daniel's now up into second position. He's battling with Webber, who must be facing some form of penalty for that one. Webber dives through on the inside line. Usually such clean racing. I want to know what happened from his point of view later on, as again they come through. We go to drone cam there. Rum's in a battle with Belgium as well as they come through. Jack's got the lead now by about a second over the line, and Daniel is on the back of Webber. So Daniel is still trying to find an attack through. Look at the amount of speed he's got down towards Cop's corner. Webber goes defensive, just moving the car ever so slightly. Daniel sends it through on the inside and takes second position. Now remember, Webber has never finished below a second place in any FunCup race he's done. So he's in a personal state right now. He's going around the outside. Sandeep's got the run in him. We're going to go 3 deep. Here's the replay. So Matt's on the outside line coming into it. But meantime, battle going on as well as they still stay. Sandeep's trying to attack Daniel. Webber's back into third. We're riding with Webber on the replay. Let's keep a look. Yeah, so just slight contact between them and it sends Matt off towards the barrier. Really not good on either of them. In the live picture as well, it's still 3 wide as Webber tries to attack the inside line. Sorry, that's Daniel attacking the inside line of Webber. Webber's rear steps out. Webber's really gone wide. He loses out to Daniel. Will he lose out to Sandeep, who's going to send him around the outside? Webber cuts back through. Jinx right there as well. Webber's blocked the inside line. Sandeep's got to run on the inside line. Coming in towards now into Woodcut. They're side by side. Webber pushes them onto the curve. Sandeep pushes back. Webber gives him enough space as they come down in towards turn 1 in Cop's corner. Jinx going to be getting the slipstream on them, but Sandeep goes through. And this is nightmare scenario now for Webber. He's got to fight back with only 5 minutes gone and 10 minutes remaining. He's off the podium and he's in 4th place, and Jinx right there with him. Webber fights back on the inside line into Mackett's. It'll be the outside into Brooklyn's. So he's coming down in towards Beckett's. He tries to cut underneath on the inside of Sandeep. He can't do it, and there's a little bit of a nudge between them. This is unbelievable racing. He's got to find the right momentum, just to find the right pace. Webber again, the outside, not paying off the way he wants it to, and here comes Jig, trying to find a way back through. Again, Webber goes in deep. That's not going to work anything. Sandeep takes the position as they go on the attack once more. So Webber still P4. Sandeep moves up into 3rd. Jig's trying to find a place, but can't. This is all going wrong for Webber right now. So he's got to find a right momentum, he has to find a right speed, but he can't do it. Over the line we come. This is now on to lap 5 of the event. We have 9 minutes to go, and this is already turning into a nightmare for the championship leader. Never off the podium, and he never been less than 3rd. He's always been 1st or 2nd in every race he's attended. He missed out on the Nürburgring due to a prior racing agreement, and now at Silverstone, just things are going wrong for him. Come on, Webber, what have you got to fight back with us and show us? He's on the back of Sandeep. He nudges Sandeep coming in towards Brooklands. No, Sandeep's not going to hold it back, is he? Late on the brakes. Just has the line. Nicely done. This is absolutely fantastic. As we now see coming through, I've been told by Nina that I've sounded evil on the commentary. Sorry about that. I'm not trying to. As there's Belgium in the battle. He's in with on the inside. Is that Rum attacking? Yes, it is. So Rum's trying to find a way back through from 8th position. Matt Pryor, unfortunately, back into 9th, but he'll get another shot in race 2. And I suppose that's what I think everyone's going to be thinking, just damage limitations through race 1 and attack back in for race 2. So Jack leads with 6 on the board as we rise. That's Webber back on the inside line coming towards. Oh, did he make contact with Sandeep there? No, he didn't, but that was close on the camera angle. That was a very weird camera angle coming through, wasn't it? That's not on JT, because he's just come over complaining about the same angle that I did. So, Webber goes back into 3rd position. Sandeep's in P4 as they attack now through once more in towards the braking zone. So, half down, half to go. As we take a look, Daniel P2. Webber taking so much more curb, though, coming into Brooklands. through into Luffield. He's really tight on the line. That's going to compromise his exit. That is really not good to hook that much inside line. Daniel did it right, so he's going to have the momentum as he tries to attack Jack. Daniel's done over 400 laps in preparation for today, and you can tell, you really can. It is paying off in the bucket loads right now. A lot of action still pushing on here as Max tries to attack Rum. Rum's gone around the outside to retake position. Very nicely done. Back on the acceleration. Well, he knows the look, he knows the score. He knows exactly how to attack back, and he knows this is going to be critical. Look at this, Max fighting back, because again, Rum went deep into the braking zone. Still, Rum can't attack through. Can he find anything on the zone? Rum's going to go late. Max is right there on the outside. He'll have the controlling line, but Rum's going to run him out wide, and he's through. Again, telegraphed that one. Max is way off the circuit coming in. As we get the inside cut back, there's Matt. So Matt Pryor's going to be in this battle soon. Webber's now on the back of Daniel for second position. So he's on the attack back as well. Can Webber claim that first or second and then have a real battle with Jack in race 2? And hopefully Matt's going to be there. I hope there's no contact between the two. Oh yeah, Max has had an accident. Max is touching out there with Rum, and Matt's back into 7th place. So Rum's back down to 8th, and now Matt Pryor is right there. We're watching. Here we go. There's the battle now. So Matt's back to P7. Rum's 8th. Pryor's in 9th, and he's really wanting to get a better result. He does not want to be last in his first race back. He's going to be pushing everything to the ultimate limit here. As look, nerves the back once more. He's going to the inside line, down in towards Brooklands. Side by side on the angle. Can he get the action? Late on the brakes. Yes, and again, Rum goes wide. That was brilliant from Matt. Well done. Late on the brakes, really well held. And now he's going to attack again, Max. And Webber's ahead of Daniel. Webber's ahead of Daniel further up the lap. So he's on the inside line and he's taken him down in towards Cobb's corner. So Webber retakes second position. Daniel's now in 3rd and Sandeep is in P4 and he'll be trying to fight him back as well. Well, this race is going at a whole different level of excitement. It really is pushing the boundaries of what we are expecting here tonight. It's a close, hard, fantastic battle. I'm loving it. I'm honestly loving this race. Bring on more of it. And we'll get race 2 coming up. 3.5 minutes to go. You feel now, though, that it does need a little bit of a reset because Jack's pulled up by 2.4 seconds. So we'll see how that starts for race 2. Sandeep again can't pull around the outside of Daniel. He wants that podium spot. Critical points on offer, especially for Sandeep, who's P2 in the championship. And he's wanting to battle with Webber. Webber really has flown away. As I said, first or second in every race he's attended. And he's going to keep that running. It's a Marc Marquez attack on 2019. As Sandeep has a look on the inside line of Daniel through P3. Can't do it. What about down into Maggots and then the Beckett's hairpin? He's looking for it. He knows that deep braking zone into Beckett's is his option. But he leaves himself vulnerable down the Wellington Straight, so he hooks that back up and goes on the attack. Really tries to hold it together now and full power. Go! Go, go! Can you get any action? Can you get anything? Pulls to the inside line. Late on the brakes. Can Sandeep go through? He's going to attack on Daniel. Daniel's going to hold the outside line. But Sandeep shuts him out and really controls the line coming into Luffield. Super strong driving from everyone in the field today. So over we go then. This will be 2 to go, I reckon, at the line. 2:10 and a 1:09 lap time. So yeah, this will be 2 to go. So next time by should be the last lap of the race, and that will be, as I said, about a 13-lap race. This is lap 12 we're on now, 11 complete. So we are 13 lap with all the drama we've happened. Jack's just taken off into the distance. Daniel's trying to go around the outside, coming into Maggots, and that's the inside, and he's done it into Beckett's. Wow! Sandeep really didn't see that one coming, but he's trying to nerf back on the inside line. Daniel's going to get sent out wide, and look at the tight line that Sandeep took. That's the touring car line coming through. Now there'll be an outside attack in towards Brooklands. Sandeep really on the brakes. He'll have to really hold the outside line to have to miss the apex by a country mile. He's done just that. Daniel will drift out. He hasn't drifted yet. There we go. Can Sandeep kill the inside line? No, he can't. Daniel cut it off perfectly. And Sandeep stays in 4th position. So Daniel back to P3. Again, this is what I said. Superior driving. They are all going really well here. Here's Rum battling. Now, Matt Pryor's up into P7, so he's passed them both. And Rum is battling with Max Belgi as well, who's in P9, and they nearly have contact. Max has already gone round at that part of the track in qualifying earlier on. I'm surprised he hasn't had another off here, but he'll hold it in, and he'll try and have some acceleration as they head down. This is the last lap of race number 1, and Sandeep's going to try and go around the outside, coming into the Beckett's hairpin, and he was a little bit out wide, the car drifting, so Daniel retakes 3rd position, and I think now we'll look to hold on for that this time by. I can't see him having another attack, especially after losing so much momentum. So it's going to be Smith with another victory. Jack Attack is back to the front of the times, and he continues his run as well of winning a race in every one he's attended in the second half of this TDM FunCup Season 1. It is at Silverstone on the national circuit. Jack Smith takes the checkered flag and wins race 1 here at Silverstone. Webb and Arash 2 will come home in 2nd. Both of their records are still intact. 400 laps paid off. Daniel goes in 3rd. Sandy Burrage as well in 3rd. John Jig 4th. Ismail Armstrong 5th. Matt Pryor a well-deserved P6 on the board. So I wonder how that's come through. If Armstrong's up there, who's dropped down on my timing sheet? Well, actually, Webber's dropped out of my board online, so I don't know what that's happened through. So Matt's P7, Run P8, Belgium P9. Don't know why Webber's dropped off my timing screen. Oh, he's disconnected from the server. There we go. That's fine. I was wondering what was going on there because he disappeared from my timing monitor. There we see Rum as we get ready for race number 2 to get underway. What a first race. And now, as ever, it's celebration time. Webber's back on the board. And Rum is giving us his best, well, Brum impression. JT's probably too young for Brum. In fact, quite a couple of people are. So here's a replay. What are we looking at here? This is after the checkered flag. Oh, here we go. So this is the Rum moment. Oh, it's gone again. What a great result. So everyone will now breathe and get ready for race number 2. And that's going to be the critical one. So race 2 coming up, another 15 minutes of action. And that'll take us to around about 8 o'clock in the UK. Watch the green car, I'm being told, in the replay that's coming up soon. Here we go. So over the line and into the barrier. Wow, missed that one live. That is Max Belgi having a huge moment over the line. Well, okay. Should we go again? Should we do another one? Another 15 minutes ahead? Yeah, I think so. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. What a brilliant... Honestly, if you're not a fan of the FunCup, why? This is absolutely amazing action. It is close, hard, fast racing, and there is no better place to spend a Tuesday night. And it's getting brighter. I don't know if JT can tell me if it's dark outside now, with it being 8:15 here in the UK. It is still light. You're joking me, really? Oh, yeah, so it is. As I look out the comment box window, the comment box is actually all boarded up with soundproofing stuff. So I have to look right up into the corner. I should install a skylight. Then again, it gets so hot in here in the summer. We bake anyway, and the door has to be open. One of these days, we'll show you in between the breaks a tour around the comms box and how it all works as it comes through. And it is very messy. In fact, just to my left, I've got about 20 cans of Pepsi Max, and some of them are Diet Cokes as well. All been drunk over the past couple of race events as well. So we just never get a chance to clean up. It's one of those days. Hopefully, Omi is having fun at his league, but he's not having much fun as what we're up to. So remember to like and subscribe to JB Sports, and let's take a look at what you can expect on a Tuesday evening, because we've got a few more races left. We've just passed half distance. Here he comes on the board. 2 left after this on the 7th of April. We're at Brands Hatch Indy. That's going to be very exciting. That's next week, actually, when I will be at Brands Hatch. Maybe I should go down there and do the session from there and actually commentate at Brands Hatch, because on Wednesday the 8th, it is media day for the British Touring Car Championship, but I'm going down on the Tuesday, so I probably could go to the town. I probably could go down on the Tuesday and commentate from there. That might be quite something to do. But yes, on the 8th is media day for touring cars. And after that 7th of April, where I presume it will be Omi and Nina up in the commentary box, on that day, the Season 2 calendar will be revealed. And then on the 14th of April, it's the final round of Season 1 at Imola. Season 2 will be starting TBC. So make sure to tune in a week's time after the checker flag of Race 2 for all of the information to come into it. So, what an impressive lineup. Imola's going to be fun. If this is how Silverstone is looking, Imola is going to be something else. 55 seconds, though, until the lights will go out, and we will get our 6-light procedure, and we will go again. It's going to be Webber and Arashtra on pole, Daniels in 2nd, Sandeep is 3rd, John Jig 4th, Ismail Armstrong in 5th, Matt Pryor 6th, Ram is 7th, Max is in 8th, and then Jack's going to be in the back. But we'll see how that turns up on the final results as it lines up. So, yep, it should be the results from race 1 reversed. So now finally we get our correct graphic. It is Jack, Webber, Daniel Burgi from Jig, Armstrong, Pryor, Ram, Belgi, and then JT's not going to be racing. So there's our final run. 20 seconds to go. Oh, and JT crashes into the building. Yep, so that's right. Just commit a little bit of that. Let's get ready. 12 seconds, then 10. JT really wants to try on drone cam now as the lights start coming on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was a long hold, but we are racing at Silverstone for the 2nd time. It's a good start from Webber, but Jack's got the better launch. Webber's going to cut across Daniel in towards turn number 1. Fantastic launch from everybody as they come through. Jack leads, Webber 2nd, Daniel in 3rd, and now watch out for what Matt can do on a restarted grid coming back through. He's in a P6 and should improve, but Webber is already 3/10 down on Jack as they come in towards the hairpin and then down the Wellington Straight for the first time. Anyone going for any manoeuvres further back? Keeping our eye up. Matt's up past Jig, so he's taken 5th place. Jig's dropped in behind him. Webber's going to attack Jack coming through. Now, is this going to be the first time that Webber hasn't won a race in an event he's competed? As I said, he's always been 1st or 2nd, but he's always won an event. So has Jack. As Matt already battling hard with Jig for P5 and P6, we're watching Webber like a hawk. Number 97 as he comes out of left field over the line. And are we going to see anything coming through? George Gibbon is back and he is joined from pit lane. So George is back, he is out of the circuit and he's got a door open. So he's joined from pit lane for this race, but he is active out there as we watch Webber try and have an attack on Jack as they come through. Oh, a little bit late. And Noah Ferrone is in as well. He's joined from the pit lane right in the middle of the field, a lap down. But Noah is a new driver coming into this. He's brand new to the championship, so Noah Ferrone is in. Welcome to the FunCup as Webber, he's getting a right view of the lead at the front. Webber's managed to get on the inside coming out of Beckett. He's got ahead of Jack. Jack's on the inside line now, deep on the brakes. He's going to have more straight line speed. That's amazing. Can Webber hold it through on the outside? Down we come on the brakes, a little bit of contact. They've kept that just to a little nick. That's just touring car action. Fantastic stuff. So Jack leads by 0. something of a second, and I can't tell you. Matt's under contact as well. Matt's down into 7th as Jinx up to 4th, Armstrong's into 5th. Sandeep Bougie and Matt Prime drop down to 6th and 7th positions as they all run together in the same livery. That's not going to get difficult to tell. It's like watching Spec Series Championships. So here they come again through turns 1, 2, 3. They're 3 wide coming in to Cop's corner. Matt's on the outside line. They've all gone off the circuit. Rum's coming through. Now Matt back on. He doesn't want to there again for race 1 as they come in towards Maggots and into the Beckett's hairpin. Jack's still on the attack. He's under attack from Webber as we'll pick that battle up. Webber's looking to the inside line now as they come down. Look at the momentum he's got. He's on the back. He nudges Jack once more. The contact was at 1.1 meters per second. Over he goes to the outside line. Jack's off the braking zone line. He can't come back across to block from Webber. So Jack's now having to brake offline. That'll go deep. Webber picks up the apex as he tries to swing through. JT swings the camera round as Webber tries to go round the outside. Can't do it. Jack maintains the lead. Webber gets a better exit coming out of Luffield into Woodcote now. He's making the commitment to the inside. Jack's going to go really defensive. They're side by side and there's a little door bang between them. A little bit of a kiss as they cross the line in towards turn 1. They're neck and neck. They're separated by literally 1,000th of a second of the line. Webber's on the inside and takes it coming into Cop's corner. Fantastic! Jack's coming back at him though. The inside line, down into the brakes. This is Maggots, then Beckett. The inside line should belong to Jack. He can force Webber wide. Daniel's watching all of this, makes sense. Webber backs out of it. Jack goes deep. Webber cuts back. Daniel's following with him as well as he wants a piece of this party. And again, the green machine cannot make it through. It looks like Starbug from Red Dwarf. He's trying to attack back as well. Jack pulls the inside line, down the Wellington straight. He'll go deep on the brakes. This is going to cost him. Webber's going to have to brake out later. He doesn't. He just takes it. Jack brilliantly on the brakes and brilliantly takes the lead. Daniel's right there as Webber touches the back of Jack once more. Daniel in P3 can actually now sense maybe a victory coming up because Webber and Jack are knocking 7 bells out of each other. Over we go in the line once again. This is on the National Straight going down towards turn 1. The right-hander at Cop's corner. It's flat out usually. Jack still in the lead. Can Webber do something brilliant? No, not into the first part. He's gone too deep and he's gone wide. Daniel senses an opportunity now to put pedal to the metal. Webber comes back on and blocks him, but Daniel's going to run and Daniel takes 2nd place. Webber making some very rare mistakes out there. But Webber's trying to come back through on the inside line. Daniel went deep again. Amazing battle. Timing Tower's doing a random thing, so ignore that. It is Jack, Daniel and Webber as we switch further back and pick up the battle with this is Matt Pryor again. He's going to the outside line trying to get past on Sandeep. Sandeep's got the inside line. Matt's trying to hold the out. He can't get that traction zone. Oh, and Webber's on the back of Daniel actually. If we could pick that one up coming through Luffield. Thank you, JT. Brilliant on the drone cam. This is the future of motorsport action. This is what it should be used at. It's like this in the World Rallycross Championship. Webber's on the back of Daniel. Daniel has not got the speed. Webber's got so much more in the straight line. It's all a little magnet almost pulled. Just gives him a little touch through into Cop's corner. Jack now has pulled out half a second. Webber's being held up by Daniel. And that record, by the way, of either being 1st or 2nd is now really at risk. Into the braking zone. Lightly on the touch, hug the inside, come on, just let it come to you a little bit, ease off, back on the throttle. Well, Daniel's done over 400 laps on this circuit in the past week, learning the circuit, and that is a serious amount of practice. We ride almost riding on top of Webber as he comes through, just past the bridge, where the double-decker buses go over to take you from the circuit entrance to the international paddock. As we cut further back, that's Matt Pryor on the outside, losing the rear, and Sandeep stays in 6th position. Matt stays P7, and in 5th place is Ismail Armstrong. Still on the attack now as they come through. Can we get anything on the braking zone turn one. Daniel's done a fastest lap last time by 109.585, but Jack's done a 109.570. So it's a personal best for him last time by. There's the drone camera looking ahead to the front. Lapped car now causing traffic, and that's not going to help Jack because that has now put them all right back together again. So Jack has now really lost time. He lost half a second, and Daniel's not being helped by Webber as we ride with them over the bridge in towards the braking zone for Brooklands. Daniel's going for it on the inside of Jack. That's very late. A little bit of a kiss. They both go wide. Daniel's drifting round as they come through. Can we get anything back on the action? Jack still leads. Daniel's in second, but Webber's fighting back. They door bang. Oh, it's like the touring cars in 1992 with Soper coming through. So this is absolutely epic battling. Webber now into P2. Daniel is in third place. Jack leads. We head back to trackside cameras, which isn't the best angles, but JT's doing brilliantly with what he's been given, and that phone cam is fantastic. Oh, Max Belge has been disqualified for not clearing the jump start penalty. So Max has been black flagged as Daniel goes through and retakes a second position away from Webber. But Webber does the switchback and gets back ahead at the exit of Beckett's. Down now the Wellington straight. Daniel's on the inside. He'll go late, he'll go deep. Hard now, brake. Trail brake, keep the aim. Oh, beautiful from Daniel. That was textbook, absolutely brilliant. Webber's record might actually go here tonight because he's fighting, but Daniel's fighting just as hard. And these two doing that has allowed Jack Smith now to put on a 1.861 second lead as Webber. Now, see how he tries to steer the car at mid-corner just to get alongside him down towards Cops. Hold your breath, this is going to be nasty. Oh, that was close. Daniel was brave round the outside. Daniel stays in second position. Webber cannot find a way through unless he dives bombs. That's the inside at Maggots, the outside, which will then be the cutback. Oh, he's going to try and hold him around the outside of the hairpin. That's a brave manoeuvre, but somehow he's got the speed. My goodness! What a brilliant move around the outside. Nobody saw that one coming. Webber takes second position. Daniel's not going to like that. There was a little bit of contact. Daniel swings by, back on the inside line of Brooklands. Webber controls the emotion, controls the car, tries to look around the outside. That's not going to be possible. Maintain speed now. Now, Jig is coming into this one. Daniel still, he's the number 2. He's on the outside. Webber's on the inside as they cut down towards Cops Corner. Webber comes back across to try and give a little bit to Daniel over the Silverstone bridge and then in towards Cops Corner, and Webber's through. But Daniel's going to get a slipstream. He'll have the inside because Webber's been pushed out a little bit backwards. Webber's forcing Daniel towards the grass. He's just giving him enough room. Daniel's alongside into Maggots and critically into the braking zone. And Daniel takes second. And Jig is now on the back of Webber. Well, this might... Oh, look at this. I don't know how Webber has got the speed coming down that straight. He's got so much more momentum. This is unbelievable, but Daniel's going defensive. Look at Jig! John Jig's coming into the battle. Webber dives through on the inside line of Daniel. He backs out of it. Daniel goes deep. Webber goes through. Can Jig find a way back? Cut back. Is he going to do a Barrichello on the two Schumacher brothers and go through on the pair of them? Daniel back on the inside. Forces Webber off the track. He gives him another little touch. These two racing very aggressively. Jig might go through here for second place. Down towards Cops Corner, over the line. Daniel forces Webber out wide. He's not giving him the switchback he wants. Jig's right there. He looks to the inside. Webber falls him back in the little space of gap he's got. He leaves a number 11 on the circuit as the wheels lock up. Jig's got the slipstream. He's trying the outside line of both of them. Daniel doesn't know which way to defend. He's the piggy in the middle. John Jig backs out of it. Webber goes in deep. Daniel's forced wide. Jig cuts back on the inside line. Webber's back into second position. Daniel's got the momentum from the outside. Webber knows it. Trying to defend the inside line. Jig backs out to try and get the slipstream. Daniel and Webb are side by side. Jig's coming back into it. Can there be something? Jig's looking to the inside line. Daniel's late. And Daniel will take second position. Webber Ashtu stays in third. John Jig's in fourth. This has been a lap for, 3-4 laps? And all the while, Webber's trying to cut back. This will be the first time he hasn't won a race on a weekend he's competed in. Jack's going to look to do the double. He's 5 seconds ahead. But so far, Webber just wants to stay second. He wants to keep that record. Daniel tries to go around the outside. He's battling with Webber. John Jig's got the momentum down in towards Cop's corner. Webber's going to go side by side. Jig cuts back. Daniel and Webber go wide. Jig's right there. Webber takes second. John Jig takes third. He's going side by side. He's going to do the Barrichello on the two Schumacher brothers. Late on the brakes. And John Jig takes second place. Can he get it stopped? Webber tries to cut back on the inside. Daniel's outbraked himself. He's out this battle. He's lost 1.1 seconds down there in the braking zone. So John Jig now becomes the party runner. Webber's back to second. Jig's trying to come through. Can he find the outside line? He'll have to get the switch back. Webber's braking offline. He'll go deeper. Can he see him in the apex? Yes, he can. Daniel's trying to regroup. Webber cuts the corner. Leaves an 11 on the inside line of the grass. Well, the race director's not going to like that. Don't touch my grass. Over the line. Can Jig think? This is the last lap of the race. One more lap to go. Jack Smith's going to do the double, but can Webber hold on that record? This will be the first time Webber hasn't won a race on a weekend he's competed in, but he desperately wants to keep that record of never being off the first or second step. There's Matt Pryor. He's battling with Daniel over fourth, and they're rapidly joining in on the battle. This all going on at the front has brought Matt right into it in P5. So we've got 2 sets of battles coming up there before Jack takes the victory here at Silverstone. There is Ismail Armstrong. There's Jack just in the distance, you can see. But I think Webber's got this one secured for second position. I think John Jig massively will take third. That'll help him massively in the championship. But Daniel's going to lose out here to Matt Pryor, who's got the inside line coming down coming out of the Beckett's hairpin, down the one into straight to the outside line towards Brooklands. Can he get the momentum? Not entirely sure on that one. However, no, he's gone too deep. Daniel won't be able to get it. We will pick up the race leader coming through, and that is Jack Smith, who's going to do a double. What a race at Silverstone for the first time. It is back-to-back victories. Jack Smith wins the 2 races at Silverstone in fine, dominating fashion. Webber Ashton continues his run of every event he's been in, never being off first or second. But it is the first time he has never finished in a victory position over a weekend. It was a photo finish of the line between Jig and Daniel. Jig kept it. Daniel was fourth. Matt Pryor in fifth. Armstrong, Sandy Bourgie alongside Rum, Given and Ferrone in 10th. And Veg, of course, got disqualified. Wow! What a race. What a battle. There was a lot of post-race frustration being taken in on that one. Wow. A little bit of a fun takeout. Yeah, let's have a replay. Oh, hello. Someone going for all those doors off there. Oh, it's George Gibbon who joined the race late, but nice to see you, George. Pop in the hood, very Herbie style. Okay, full screen replay. Oh, hello. That's Noah Ferrone, who's leads the championship, also celebrating. We've got drone cam as Daniel's off, as everyone's now well, they can't go onto the part of the circuit because it's also barred off with a barrier, so you can't go on the full layout. Sorry, it's selected international only, which means you can only go international. Oh, Noah's been given the welcome click. JT's drone cam, if I can get my words out, after that race is in effect. Well, I think that was rather spectacular, don't you? Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well, bring it on, more upon more. I'd like that again. Right, let's take some replays from this one. And this is after the checkered flag. Watch the drivers take each other out. So you're watching for Armstrong coming in there as well. And Daniels too, and Matt. So Daniel just turns into Matt and whaps into him, and then Armstrong hits Matt. I really hope Matt didn't have force feedback on. Otherwise, that's really going to hurt his arm. They're trying to take him out for the remainder of the action. Oh, hang on. Can you see me in the bottom corner? Wait, is that me in the bottom corner? Hello. You can see me on the replay camera. Hello, everybody. Hello. I was just in the bottom corner. I don't know what. That's how my audio is on. Jason's telling me in my ear. That's how my audio is on. Okay, who's first interviews? Uh, JT's telling me that he's got a little JT and a little Omi on every screen, and presumably Nina when she gets back. The only where Nina is, by the way, she lives near an airbase, and you can imagine with the current state of the world, it's an American airbase, and it is very, very active at the moment. So all of the signal jammers going around. Her internet is about as useful as well. It's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. I can't think of anything more. It's so glitchy. Right, interviews coming through. Who have we got? Who wants to come in and have a word with us here? Let's switch over to Discord then, which means I have to do that, and hopefully you can hear me. There we go. So I have to press buttons, and usually there's a transition for that, but Amy's not here this week. Let's go and pick up Weber if we can. Weber is first in. We'll end with Matt, I think. So, Matt, you can recover a bit. Weber, hello, it's JB up in the comms box. First of all, mate, commiserations. That's the first race that you've attended at the FunCup that you haven't had a victory, but you've kept your record rather brilliantly in some battles, by the way, of being either first or second in every event you've been at. So you haven't been off that top two steps, but just talk to me what that race was like for you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, very good. So first race I had about 20 FPS because
wow.
I recently installed I believe it's called Pure Filter. So
Yes, I've heard that, yeah.
it's basically in qualifying it's fine because I'm driving alone, but in every race I've done in the last week that I've installed it jumped in the Macau race I did last Saturday. It jumped to 20 FPS during the hairpin and the tight left hander before the hairpin. So it was like fine kind of. But then today it was 20 FPS whenever a car is side by side with me in the race. So
Was that the reason with the contact with Matt?
no, that was basically I was losing concentration already because I have to fight with FPS, and then I thought he was gonna go a lot wider, but he didn't. He kind of cut back immediately, so I misjudged that, and I've already apologized to him already. Yeah,
Wonderful,
I just thought he
wonderful
was.
sportsmanship.
I just thought he was gonna go way wider, so I would rather not turn right that sharply because left rear temperature here is a big.
Brilliant stuff, mate. Honestly, I didn't know you were battling that. So the racing out there was superb from what you've done. Are you sort of then looking forward to getting that fixed? Then you've got, of course, Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit next week. So another short layout. Do you feel confident going back there?
I got it fixed before race 2 because I basically deleted the filter in CSP. Berger told me how to do it because I forgot how to set it up because I was reading a tutorial on how to set up pure filter, so I have no idea how to actually turn it off. But yeah, race 2 I had a brilliant battle with Daniel. We were about side by side for 5 straight consecutive laps, I think. I think when I dropped to third, my objective was to bump draft Daniel so that we can both catch Jack. But then he had a bit of a slide into Brooklands, I think, which meant we got side by side and we just never really went off the side by side. But either way, I think Jack Smith was way faster in race trim today because, yeah, like I said previously, I believe you were not here probably when I talked about I was a calling merchant in the first 3 rounds of the race. So when faster drivers join the series, they will beat me in the race. So that was completely expected. It was going to happen last week in Laguna Seca as well, if not for that final corner dive bomb. But yeah, Brands Hatch, I'm not sure because the first time you raced there, we also had a significant left rear tire temperature issue. So well, I don't know. We'll have to see because the problem with the temperature is, even though I use ABS, if the surface basically overheats, I have way less confidence on the braking, because there's always a chance I might slide to the rear trying to go side by side and battling with others. So that meant I can't really be that aggressive, which,
I
yeah,
hope
it kind of hinders in the race.
I hope you managed to get the best out of the car as well. And I know after that stunning drive in race one where you held on for second place, to even with FPS issues, you've definitely got it in the bag coming in there. So absolutely brilliant. Let's just, before you go, Weber, let's take a look at the standings for you, because this is going to be something that I'm sure you want to see coming in. That JT's cooked up for you. You now lead, Weber, on 266 points. Sandeep is on 186. Jack's on 173. John Jig is on 159. Daniel's on 152. Richard no longer in the championship is on 90. George Gibbons on 89. Matt Pryor back, he's on 86. Ismail Armstrong's on 84. Rum's on 24. Oscar Buck's on 12. Max is on 10. And Noah gets a point after being in the championship as well for the first time today. So we'll get in the booth soon. But you happy with that championship? In fact, thinking about it, you pretty much have got this championship wrapped up. It'll be confirmed next time out. So you pretty much got it.
Oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure if Jack joined earlier, he would have probably taken the championship, because basically I'm not sure if he was using my setup today, but I did share like everything to him before the race. So clearly on raw ability, so for example, if it's like, I don't know, fixed setup or whatever, I think he is 2/10 maybe faster in the race. Of course, in qualifying, I don't know how I do it either, but in qualifying, I just I don't know. But also, Burgi, basically, I think he was messing around with his setup again. I think he's been doing that for the last 3 rounds, which would explain his drop in terms of performance and speed. So yeah, just so you know, he's been messing around with setups because he never joins the interviews. So
I see. Well, take care, man. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time out at Brands
yep,
Hatch.
you too.
Take care. Okay,
Let's check what it says on Matt's name.
on Matt's name, it says wants JT to give him 300 points. Well, let's bring him up into the box, shall we, quickly? On that count. Is he there? Matt, hello, mate. It's JB. No.
Hello.
No is the answer to that. You're not getting 300 points. You may run the championship, but no.
I think I deserve some. It's like in golf. You get a handicap.
Yes,
I think
but
I deserve
Matt,
something.
I want to ask you a question, mate. Did you have full speed back on?
Yes.
How on earth did you survive that crash when you didn't swear out in pain? Did you stick your hands off the wheel immediately?
Yeah, hands left the wheel. Hands also left my body and went to hide in a cupboard for 5 minutes while the car was spinning.
Sorry if you hear something there. I've got a phone call. Yeah. Well, that's unbelievable. Honestly, that is really unbelievable. I was really worried about you, actually. How is your elbow doing?
It's doing all right. I have movement. It's mainly your strength now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it kind of inflames itself, like after you've worked it for a while, but
Like
we're doing all right.
3 spins around and your steering wheel probably doing more loop-de-loops than me when I hear it's jam roly poly oly night.
That sentence was beautiful, and and yes.
It's quite an accident there after the race. So anyway, back in the championship, you could have been champion. So season 2, are you sort of prioritizing that then coming into it?
I mean, priority is to slow everybody else down, really. No. Priority is to make every race.
Yeah.
Let's not break a bone.
I want to take a second as well just to throw out your wonderful campaign for Make You Go Blonde, which is also for charity.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I am honoured for that to be shouted out. Yeah. So we are, me and Nina. I got bored and messaged her about 6 months to a year ago saying, "How do you feel about making me go blonde if I hit 1,000 followers?" And we are now at 606 as of today. So when the goal is when we get to 1,000, that's when Instagram gives you the live stream
Mm.
feature. So primary goal is to do that, but if we can't arrange a day, I'll just go and like find somewhere local to do it. But yeah, it's to raise money for cancer research.
Best of luck. I know I
Thank
keep
you.
promoting it, but that is a brilliant organisation, a brilliant charity, and a brilliant thing to do. Because I think you'd be the only race director around in karting who's got blonde highlights. I can't think of any.
Yeah, most of them are grey.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, they are. You're setting records how young you are with doing it all as well. But good luck as well. And just shout out your Instagram as well so people can go follow you.
So yeah, it's at Matt Will Pryor. Not Mark Pryor, as I'm now in the Discord, but Matt Will Pryor.
Yeah, get on.
Yeah, we'll get there. I reckon we can get there within 6 months.
Absolutely. Good luck, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, get out of my box, and no points for you. Sorry, no points.
That's so mean.
Have fun editing this one, by the way. I didn't stop for breath, so you can have a really
the 90-second rule isn't happening.
No, not today. Maybe come let me. See you later, Matt. Take care, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get Noah in the box actually as well. New to the championship, coming in after his first race out there. I want to know how he's enjoyed it. Noah, it's JB up here in the booth. You're live on air. What did you make of your first race then in the FunCup? Did you enjoy it out there?
Well, it's quite a nice car. I think there's potential to have decent battles, and I feel like I could definitely do better than what I did today.
Well, you joined incredibly late, but you did some really solid lap times out there as well, and you got a great view on the battling. We're in Brands Hatch next week. I hope you're going to be there with us. Is that a circuit you like running at?
I tried it in different cars, and I do not like it, but I've never tried it in this car, so I guess we'll find out.
Good front end actually coming into it, so you might actually be able to stick into paddock a little bit better. And you, as George says, no, you are going to love it. So good luck, get some practice in there. Thoughts coming in as well then to Imola as well, the last round. Is that a circuit you've had experience at and you like or not like?
Yeah, I really like that one.
Oh, good. I expect good results then. I should be watching. No, welcome to the FunCup, by the way. Welcome in. I hope you really enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Take care. We'll see you next week. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right, George. And, well, who's left, JT? Who's left? Let's get George in. George, hi. It's JB up in the booth. Wow, you had an interesting second race out there as well, coming into it. What did you find out then as well coming in? You managed to make it in for race 2. How do you like Silverstone?
It was fun, but I didn't really get a good result because, actually, yeah. So I was obviously in another race, and then I had to quickly join, but only managed to join for, I think, the other races were halfway through the lap, so I wasn't able to gain any like official positions, but I was ahead of Noah as he joined a little bit later, but it was all right. Obviously no battling. Yeah.
Picked up some good points though as well, didn't you, with how the championship standings are? So that's good news. So we'll look ahead then to Brands Hatch for you. Is that a circuit you like? You said to Noah that you'll like it very much in these cars. I presume you've done some practice already. I know we had a race early on, but still.
I haven't done a practice yet, but I know the track very well, especially it's the Indy circuit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do well on that because that's the actual version of the track I enjoy most, and I think I'm fastest at. So I'm hoping for a good result. I'm not sure if it will happen, but I think it's a higher chance as I enjoy the track a lot, and I think I'll be quite fast at it.
Perfect, mate. Good luck, George, and I'll see you in a week's time. Commiserations about today, my friend, and hopefully at this circuit we're seeing on down the screen, you'll have a better time of it.
Thank you.
And Daniel is last in the booth, if I'm not very much mistaken, JT? I'll ask. I'll hope he's there. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. Daniel, is that you up in the booth? It's JB. He is here. It is Daniel. Daniel, it's JB up in the booth. Can you hear me, mate? think he's there. That's a shame. He might be having some mic issues coming through. Okay, I can't hear Jack, so he's deafened. He's deafened. Okay, so let's go back to Matt then, bringing him up as we'll try and get Jack in soon on that one. Okay, I thought I said you to leave. Hello, Matt. What are you doing here, mate? What do you want?
Oh, I can either tell you the truth, or I can make this like Blue Peter and the magic of television.
Blue Peter.
Blue Peter. Oh yeah, let's go Blue Peter. Well, as you can see, we made one earlier. No, it's next week. We will be announcing after Checkered Flag, after race 2, season 2 of the Digital Motorclub.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I really can't. Season 2 is going to be so much fun of the Digital Motorclub FunCup Season 2. And I've seen the calendar. I'm not saying anything, otherwise JT will shout in my ears. But it's a good group of circuits you've got together. And I know you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And I hope we're going to have a lot of fun commentating on it as well. So how is it looking for sign-ups then coming into Season 2? All looking okay?
Sign-ups haven't been opened yet, but I did do a kind of a check for
poll,
interest, and majority of people seem interested in continuing for Season 2.
Excellent.
I think, honestly, we had Noah join us today, and Rom's on his second race today.
Yeah.
I think so currently I have 13 driver slots. I think we could fill up all 13 pretty easily.
Perfect. Let's do it. Get in the FunCup. It's brilliant. Matt, I can't wait for you to announce that calendar in a week because another phone call comes through. Sorry, I'm a busy boy. Right, Jack. Sorry, Daniel, are you here in the booth? Can you hear me, mate? No, I'm going to say that's a no. Oh, Matt, it's always fun. Final thought from you then, Matt, after this one. What do you think of Silverstone in total?
What do I think of Silverstone? It's a good track. It's got a good cafe.
That's the first time a driver's ever said it's got a good cafe. All right.
Hey, I just don't mock the pizzas. The pizzas, they're expensive.
But they're brilliant, aren't they? I'll agree with you on that one. They
Yeah.
are brilliant. I really enjoyed that when I was there for Silverstone 6 hours a number of minutes ago. Okay. George is out on the circuit. He's getting some practice in as well as JT's on drone cam. Thanks, Matt, as always. Let's bring George up to the booth as JT crashes the drone very much into it.
Jack's here.
Oh, Jack, hello, mate. Can you hear me? It's JB up in the booth.
Jack?
Sorry, it's Daniel. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Matt said Jack, and it's Daniel. Hello, it's JB up in the booth. Sorry.
There's already too many Jacks.
Hi, Daniel. How you doing?
Not too bad. I've just had to almost restart most of my computer to get it to work.
That is unfortunate. I'm glad you managed to join us. You had an incredible battle. 400 laps you did at Silverstone to prep for it. It really worked out. You did brilliantly.
Yeah, I was
20, I'm being told.
Yes. They were quite... It was worth it in the end, overall, because it gave me a better understanding of where the grip was, but it would seem I still overestimated it in some corners, where I lost out to Jack and Webber. Jack?
Yeah.
Jesus, John.
Right, who is Jack? Right, who is the... Wait, we need to find out where is this because of Jack Smith who's leading the championship? What on earth is going on here?
I believe there are 3 other Jacks.
Oh, I'm not surprised, honestly. But yes, you had a great battle out there, especially in race 2. Great results out there. But now looking to Brands Hatch as George gives us a show. Nicely done, George. Do you like Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit? Are you going to run well there?
I've definitely already done more practice on Brands Hatch, but again, most of my experience is in front-wheel drive cars, so it's going to be interesting to see how many laps it takes me to adapt this time.
I hope you have a great result coming into it as well before we go into next time out. So, final thoughts then coming in. I want to throw to George, who is out there, and I've just made him go off at Graham Hill Bend. George, what do you think of the circuit?
I probably know what I think. I love it. I love the circuit. I've been there IRL multiple times, so I think I've got a good understanding of the track. At the moment, I'm just like just having a bit of fun on it. But I think I am hoping to get a good result because it is a very I enjoy the track a lot, so I'm hoping for a good result. And I think I'm enjoying it at the moment.
I hope you enjoy your practice as well coming through. Whoa. So, JT did very well with that, actually. Is George getting a little bit of a mistake? Over the bridge. Okay, well, we're going to sign off there. Thanks, guys, for a great race this evening once again. Let's take a look at the calendar of where we've got going. Obviously, as JT is showing us, we are at Brands Hatch next week. Stay tuned until after the checkered flag because we're going to... We will return in 7 days' time for the penultimate round of the championship, but from Silverstone. Thank you very much for your company. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.